Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the City of Olivet City Council meeting for March 24th, 2026. Can we please have roll call?
Mayor Clark.
Here.
Chairman Pro Tem Weil is absent. Councilmember Solomonov.
Here.
Councilmember Pashon Hellman. Here. Councilmember Lewis.
Here. Okay, communications.
I have no written communications.
Thank you very much. We'll go with our city manager report.
Good evening, everyone. Let me share my screen. Okay, we have a couple of things this evening. So first and foremost is the next Coffee with the Mayor is April 8th at 5 Oaks at 8:30. And Dina Dothage with the MU Extension Office will be the mayor's guest this month, and she is going to be talking about the Engaged Neighbor program, which is actually a really interesting program through the MU Extension Office. So we know that community and neighborhoods are important to the city of Olivet, so we're hoping that a number of folks come out and listen to what Dina has to say. If you're interested in seeing what the program is about, you can certainly follow the QR code on the screen to learn more before her presentation. So we'll see you next month. And then if you have kiddos and are looking for fun activities for them, our 8-week summer camp, Camp 5 Oaks, is open for registration. There are a couple of very popular weeks, but there are spaces open for each of the 8 weeks. So it starts June 8th. It's for kids who are 5 to 12 years of age, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. At 5 Oaks. So we would encourage everybody to register their kids. You can follow the QR code. It'll take you straight to registration. And then the weather is getting warmer. And so the park restrooms and the water fountains, those will be opened and turned on April 15th. The splash pads will reopen Memorial Day weekend. So when the weather gets warmer than what it is now here in April. So everybody will be excited about that. And then the last week, second to last week of April 20th through April 24th is the annual large bulk collection. So as you're doing your spring cleaning, you can think of the things that are, in your house or in your garage that you can set out to the curb that week to be picked up by the city's trash contractor. Again, these are typically things that are too large to go into your regular trash container, but they are not construction debris. So if you are renovating, this is not the opportunity for you to put all of your construction debris out there. You can make separate arrangements for that. And this also does not include appliances. So if you do have appliances that need to be taken away, you can call the trash contractor separately and make arrangements for that. And then I just encourage everybody to sign up for This Week in Olivet, which is our weekly newsletter that has all kinds of information about things that are going on in the city. And lastly are the upcoming meeting dates. So EDC is meeting March 30th, and then PCDC April 2nd. The city council work session is canceled for April 7th. That is election day. And City Hall and 5 Oaks are both polling places. So we encourage everybody to cast their vote. And then the next city council meeting is April 14th. So with that, I can answer any questions the council might have.
Go ahead. Okay, if council has no questions.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll go on to our monthly financial report.
Do you want to do your staff reports?
Oh, yes, please.
So staff reports, starting with fire department. So they did various trainings. This past month has focused on fires in stairways and those that are below grade, so in the basement. And this training provides experience for them handling that chimney effect when the smoke is in a confined space. These pictures here are actually here at City Hall. The staircase was designed when the city was built to allow for various types of training, including this kind of chimney effect training. Parks and Rec has been very busy. So you can see starting over here are the Weed Warriors. So they have picked, well, they're kind of finished for the season, but they've been doing a lot of work at Stacy Park, clearing out all kinds of things. February was the open mic night at Five Oaks. And so we had a number of folks that came, including this gentleman here who's playing the piano. And then baseball season is upon us. And so we've been out filling in and grading the various ball fields, particularly those at Warson. Planning has been doing surveys this month. The nominations for the annual business awards, those closed on Monday. So at next week's Economic Development Commission meeting, they will be reviewing all of the nominations and picking the winner of this year's Business of the Year, the Restaurant of the Year, and then the commission themselves have kind of their Business Choice Award. And then the awardees will be honored at the May 21st Olivet and Creve Coeur Chamber Luncheon. And then the other thing the planning department has been doing this month is they have been doing business surveys. So this is the 4-question survey that the council and the Economic Development Commission put together. All of our licensed businesses have received both an email and a postcard reminder about the survey. And so far we've had 14 businesses respond. And according to planning department staff, their responses have been positive. So that is a good thing. There will be kind of another reminder that goes out, or I think maybe EDC's also been tasked with taking some of the little postcards and kind of as you visit businesses, asking folks to take a minute and take the survey when they have an opportunity. So the police department, if you remember last month, Officer Octavia Heron had put together a team, and their fundraising last month was only behind St. Peter's. So I think that's pretty outstanding for a department our size compared to the city of St. Peter's. So the Olivet Police Department raised over $1,000. So their goal was $1,000. They've reached their goal. And as you can see, here is Officer Heron. And then this is Officer Weckman. He's one of our newest officers as they participated on February 28th out at Creve Coeur Park. And then the next event for Special Olympics will be the Torch Run, which will be in May. And occasionally the Torch Run comes down Olive. So you might see them. You might see one of our officers participating in the Torch Run. And then the spring drug take back day has been set for April 25th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Anyone, whether you're a resident or not a resident, is welcome to come to Olivet City Center and bring any of your medication, whether it's prescriptions or over-the-counter medication. You can even bring pet medication that is unused or expired. And all the medication will be collected and will be disposed of properly. If you can't make it on Saturday the 25th, just know that we do have a drop-off box here in City Center that is available to anyone during City Center regular business hours. You're welcome to come in, drop it off, and all of that's also collected and disposed of properly. And then Public Works, Ameren is going to be working on a underground electrical line project. They need to provide more capacity, electric capacity, to the new Avenir residential development further down here on Del Mar. And so part of that work is installing underground duct banks and manholes and pulling wire. And all of that will be happening on Price Road, just a little north of Bond Hills to a little bit north of Little Lane, which is south of Del Mar. So Ameren has not told us exactly when they are going to start. They are kind of finalizing and getting the last little bits of their information, particularly where the St. Louis City water lines are as they come down this way, because nobody wants them to hit the water lines. So as they are digging, so we definitely want them to, and the water lines have been there for decades. So it's trying to make sure they figure out exactly where they are. So we're not exactly sure when they're starting. It will be sometime this probably spring, maybe early summer, but it will be about 15 weeks and there will be some traffic delays. Any of their underground work will be happening in this the east side of Price, the northbound lane. And as we get more information, we'll be certainly pushing this out to residents as we know more and as we get a firmer start date. And that is all I have, unless you have any additional questions for me.
Any questions from the council?
Can we see the business survey results once we close that out?
Of course, yeah.
Okay,
We'll bring that
Great.
back to you.
thank you.
We'll probably leave it open a little bit longer,
Sure.
but yeah, we'll bring all that back.
Great.
Do we have any other questions? Okay. All right. So we're going to go to our monthly financial report and we will have a presentation from our Director of Finance, Mr.
Good
Darren
evening,
May.
Mayor and Council. We have our annual report, I guess, up to the months of February. So puts us at 8 months into our 12-month year. And not a lot to report. Good news, even compared to where we were last year. Sales taxes, revenues overall are up above where we expected, about 560,000. 335,000 is in that sales tax category. And again, use taxes in about 216, and then 130,000 of it in the sales tax itself. So very good news as we head into our budgeting. Property taxes, we've finally gotten all caught up with some of our collections, so it's reporting as expected. We did get some of our, we have not received the release of our protested payments. I'll expect that in the next couple months. Once again, as we get the reporting, kind of look at it, we're in the top 10 of all cities that have a property tax, which is a little unusual for our size, but it's a whole nother kind of story. It's normal for us, I should say. Utility tax collections, again, propped up by those the electric utility receipts. Lots of reasons for kind of what that is, but as the rates go up, so do our collections, and then it follows the weather as well. Parks and Rec, also reporting another really strong month, made up in a lot of our room rentals and memberships. So that's good news. As we're making our expectations of where we thought we were with our budget. Albeit our budgets are a little lower than what we had expected a couple years ago, but it's at least for the first time we're kind of we're where we expected to be. So that's good as we go into our budgeting season, if we're able to meet those numbers. Remaining, all mixed all around. Again, I talked about some of the Parks and Rec stuff, but licenses are beginning to be collected and permits are issued there above on some increased fees. Expenditures, right where we thought they would be. If you look at them by functional expense or by department, or we're right in line. I don't really have a whole lot. We'll look at the our chart here after that. We have a meeting after this. So we're on the orange line, and we get a preview into next month, and you can see the orange line is a little bit one of our lower marches ever in the last 7 years anyway. And then I did get some good advice today that maybe we'll take some noise out of this chart, take out some of those older ones, and start with, we'll leave the green line for 23 and then just do 4 years. And if you were to just isolate those, it's kind of hard from back here, especially if you're looking in here, but it's the orange, the light blue, purple, and then that green. That's our new sales tax. The other ones are the older ones from when the sales tax were elevated. They were very erratic because of the timing. First off, this has a lot of happened during COVID and the pandemic. So the timing of retailers turning the stuff in, process at the state was very erratic. And the numbers were also real high. So the scale was much bigger. We're into more of a normal sales tax. The lines are pretty getting more boring, which is good for us for budgeting, but they're just not as large as they were just 3 or 4 years ago. But that's all I have for the financial report, and we'll talk more budget in a little bit once we get done with our meeting here.
Any questions from the council? Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to go to our city council reports, and I'll start to my right. Mr. Solomonov, do you have anything to report?
Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Pashan Hellman,
I have nothing to report at this time.
Councilmember Lewis.
No, PCDC had a break due to spring break, so nothing to report.
All right, and Pro Tem Weil is out at this time, and Mayor Clark, myself, I have nothing to report. So we're going to item number 7, hearing from citizens. I do have a few cards up here, and first to the podium is going to be Mr. Alan Robbins.
My name's Alan Robbins. I live in Chevy Chase. And over the last few years, I've had an issue and I tried to address it with a couple of neighbors. The issue is around snow removal on sidewalks on the major thoroughfares like Old Bonham or Price Road. When that's not done, it forces people to walk in the street, which puts us in a direct conflict with cars. And I don't think that should be the way it's handled. I think we need to notify our neighbor, the neighbors need to be notified that they have responsibility to remove the snow from the sidewalk. And if that's done, there won't be a problem. But it has not, no one seems to be doing anything about that. And we've had some really bad snows. That's all I have.
Thank you very much for your comments. Next to the podium will be Stephanie Todd.
The mic, sorry, sir.
Not on?
There you go.
Is it on now?
Yeah.
But I was really surprised when you said there was no written comments, because was there no written comments at the beginning or for solar panels? Because I submitted a written comment where it says on the agenda, submit comments at communications.olivet.mo, and I know at least 3 people that also submitted comments at that website. So I guess they're not going through. They're being ignored.
No, I wouldn't say they're being ignored. I can follow up with our communications person, but I did not get them.
I sent mine Monday afternoon, and I know another person was sent theirs Monday afternoon. I sent the thing to all the city council and to you, and then I thought, oh, I did that wrong. I'm supposed to submit comments under the communications. So I submitted comments.
Okay.
And like I said, I know at least 3 other people, and they all submitted them prior to today.
So again, I did not receive an email from you. I cannot speak to the communications email. You're at the podium now. If you would like to
Well,
make
I'll
your
wait
comments.
until
No, I think we're going to do public comment is now, and unless the mayor has,
Oh, we're not doing them after
no,
the,
the public comment is
we're
now.
not doing them in order when we,
No.
okay. All right. So then, well, that's really disconcerting that residents are told to submit comments to this email, and then they're not, they're not getting them. That's really concerning. Because I had friends that say, why should I go tonight? Because I submitted comments per the email. So I'm speaking for several people. So again, I was here, last time, and I made some comments about the color about the ordinance saying consist of comparable color. And, I just said that we shouldn't be talking about that. But the last time I did not comment on glare. So the ordinance states limits the potential of any direct glare to an adjacent property. So my question is, how is glare defined and measured? and at what locations on adjacent properties are you gonna measure glare? And I would bet that if you ask this question to any solar panel installers, they wouldn't have a clue what they're supposed to do with that, because the nature of solar panels is they're meant to absorb sunlight, not reflect it. And windows, actually, windows, glass reflect more glare than solar panels. So, and what, do we evaluate every house for glare? And even if there was some glare, it's going to change every day with the way the sun. So it would probably only be a problem if it even is a perceived problem for maybe a week out of the year, and for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So I don't know how you would even evaluate meet this requirement. So my suggestion is to remove the glare requirement. And then, I was here last time and I also advocated for removing the color requirement, or make the requirement that all panels have to be dark blue or navy, or dark blue or black, because I looked it up. Theoretically, you can buy colored solar panels online. They cost a lot more, they're smaller, and they reduce the efficiency up to 50%. So if you make this requirement and somebody has a light colored roof, then what is PCDC going to demand that you add pigment and make your solar panels less efficient so that you match the color of the roof? Because that's what this says. So that's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Todd. Okay, we're going to go over to bill number.
We want to see if there's anyone
Oh,
online.
yeah, does anyone else in the audience like to make a comment? If you would step up and state your name.
My name is Sim. I'm here on behalf of, these are my partners here. We have a project going on at Olivet Village Condos. It is the property across from Olivet Lanes. We have 37 condos in that area that we are remodeling. Currently, all of them are vacant. We are doing floors, any type of walls, paint. We're trying to make it a better community, exterior, interior. That being said, we purchased a property in early December of last year. We started renovations demo in mid-December. We started the project without building permits we have other projects that since it's a light renovation, it was flooring and painting. That didn't require permits, we didn't submit them. In early February, we got contacted by the planning development of Olivet requiring building permits. Immediately, we had submitted and complied with that. Since then, we have made many attempts to contact one of the planning and inspectors with Olivet. I have been to the city hall a couple times, and he has not been here, which I understand he's definitely 80% of them are out during the day. But I also have made communication by email and phone calls, and have not received. And if I did, it was a couple. Any correspondence or communication. That being said, it is every day that we are going without any work being done, it is costing us $1,500 in burn cost that we are not expecting. We are trying to make the community better. Between us, we have almost 30 years of residency in Olivet. So it is definitely a frustrating situation that we're going through. We're looking for help from council, Mr. Mayor, anybody that could guide us in the right direction in getting this done, because it's been 5 weeks today that we submitted and nothing's been done. We were asked to clarify some issues, which we immediately did. There has been email chains back and forth, but again, every day that goes by, it is quite literally costing us $1,500. And at this point, we have been reevaluating whether the project is even worth moving forward with because of the financial strength that it has taken. So we wanted to come tonight to express our issue, see where we can get some help, some guidance to move forward and in a positive direction. So far, we have not been able to. So this is our way of trying to get that from the city.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. We
Yes,
will
sir.
look into it.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you
you.
very much,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to speak? Come forward and please state your name.
Good evening, Mayor and City Manager Yackley and council members. My name is Errol Amon. I live on Dumbarton, which is on the south end of Olivet. And I've lived there for 33 years. We bought a house there in 1993. And I've raised a family, and I have two of my young adult sons with me. And we also have a business partner, Sim, who just spoke. And my sons work in real estate, and they've worked doing real estate since 2001 in the greater St. Louis metropolitan area. And they've provided multiple housing and shelter for people in the metropolitan St. Louis area. My background myself, I'm a retired physician. I was practicing at St. Louis University and retired in 2020. I'm now professor emeritus. And I also have a law degree. I went to night school and I was licensed as an attorney and counsel. I sat for the bar and I passed the bar exam also. So I have a background in medicine and law. And now, since I'm retired, I'm trying to put my investments and help my young adult children do real estate. And I could tell you that one of them that I started with, his name is Ruben. And Ruben's right there, raised his hand. And anyway, Ruben also went to St. Louis University, and he has a degree in public health and a degree in emergency management from St. Louis University. And Ruben, I could tell you, the tenants where they've had rental property, they love Ruben. Ruben has given them his phone number, his cell phone. They contact him. He answers the phone. And if there's any issues with the rental properties, he fixes them. He's not a slumlord at all. He fixes them. And he's also been very compassionate to his tenants. And I've also met the tenants myself because I've walked the properties with them. And also he's very sensitive to local government and to the municipalities that the real estate is located in. So with that, basically I want to get some assistance, Mayor Clark and Manager Yackley, if I'm saying that correctly. And
Yeah, City
then,
Manager Yackley's over
oh,
here.
you're over
Yeah.
there, okay. And
That's
the
fine.
rest of the council members. So that's that, and I wanted to basically say that they want to basically get these apartments. They're 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments across from the Olivet Lanes that they want to get remodeled and fixed and rented out. And I could tell you with all of this development going east on Olive Street, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of jobs for people. Then they're going to need places to live. And so to provide shelter for people in this area, I think we would like to get your support for completing the remodels and beginning the rental property process for tenants And also that it should be supported by the Olivet community. And I love the comment in the back there. It says Olivet in the center of it all. Yes. So I really believe Olivet is a great place to live. I've lived here since 1993, and my family was raised here too. So I'm from Chicago. My wife is from University City. I met her here, and we got married, and we've been happily married for 38 years. And I've been living here since 1993. So with that, thank you for your willingness to listen. And hopefully we can all work together somehow. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for your comments. You
Thank
know the Brumfields then.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Brumfield.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, his daughter and I, we went to high school together.
Oh, the
So-
daughter, what's her name?
Kenya. Kenya
Kenya,
Brumfield.
That's right, Kenya.
Yeah, her
And she
husband
was
did some
working
work
at
on my
SLU.
house.
She was working at SLU also.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
This is Mayberry. It's a
Mr.
small town.
I like Mr. Brumfield. He was a great guy,
Yes, he really was.
Yeah.
Nice man.
wonderful man.
Well,
We
thank you
went
for
to
your comments, sir.
his funeral.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to speak? Do we have anybody online? All right. So we're going to go on to item number 8, bill number 3059. We can have the title read.
Bill 3059, an ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance of the city of Olivet, being part of Chapter 400 zoning regulations and Chapter 425 community design, both chapters being part of Title 4 land use of the Olivet Municipal Code for proposed standards governing residential rooftop solar panels. Second reading.
Go ahead, sir. You have
Good
the
evening,
floor.
Mayor, members of the council. My name is Carlos Trejo. I'm the Director of Planning and Community Development for the City of Olivet. I'm here to request a second reading of Bill 3059, which addresses the authorizes administrative approval for certain rooftop solar panels. This is the second reading. Be glad to answer any specific questions or go over any aspects of the
Do we
order.
have any questions from the council?
I guess I do have a question with regard to the language, specifically around color. And we went over this at the public hearing 2 weeks ago. After hearing some of the comments from residents concerned with with a few things in this ordinance, but color came up specifically. I'm wondering if there's a better way that we could word that section specifically, because it seems like the word that folks are getting tripped up on is the comparable color. And I noticed I did a little bit of research and looked at Clayton's renewable energy code, and they use the word compatible, but they also, there's also some inclusion of the potential language of standard black or dark blue solar panels. I guess my question is the intent behind the language to make sure that only solar panels that are kind of the standard colors of black and navy, that those are the only ones used? Is the intent to have the standard colors be acceptable, and that any of the more unusual colors like a green or a pink or a purple, that those would not be considered acceptable colors for administrative approval, meaning that they would then need to be approved by the Planning Commission?
I think that's the key term, the administrative approval component. First, comparable. It's used 15 times in our municipal code, 6 specific times in our Title IV land use code. It is a very common term that we use to provide something comparable and compatible. They're kind of used intertwined, whichever the council would prefer, would not significantly change the intent that was drafted within this ordinance. Again, comparable is used 6 times in our land use code. I think 4 in the zoning ordinance and 2 in Chapter 428, or I may have them reversed. The intent here is to provide a safety net for my staff, and that those of comparable colors, they're authorized to approve those. In no way is the intent to prohibit a resident from choosing any color that they would want. The process would be that it would go through the commission, who serves as the Community Design Review Board for the city of Olivet. There are 7 residents, all appointed by this council, and it's a consensus of those 7 to make that type of decision in that process.
I do also think that it's worth kind of stating outside especially for those who are here who maybe weren't at the first discussion, to just really reinforce that the intent of this is to make it easier for people to install solar panels, to get solar panels on their roof, that it's changing the process by adding in solar panels as an acceptable material finish.
Correct.
And
those which fall within the parameter
Yeah.
of the code, I mean, it should be a 10 to 15 day reduction in the permitting time.
And I think to add to that, I think it's, having served on PCDC, I would agree that the goal would be to expedite, because generally they've always been approved with rare exception. But I think we need the safety nets, but it allows staff to move at a more rapid pace, because obviously the council, as part of our goals, fully supports the use of, alternative energies. So I think I agree, it's a good call out, but I think the language is important because it gives flexibility for the design standards when needed, and staff brings those forward when needed. If someone brought like a hot pink solar panel, randomly on a tan roof, then it could be reviewed and discussed at that point. So
I hope it never happens.
I doubt it'll happen.
I think maybe we need just a little bit more time to review their communications that have come in to make sure we know we can address some of the concerns that people have brought forth. So I personally am not ready to make a decision on this yet, because we may need to do some more fine tuning on the language.
So then we're gonna table this for now.
Unless you guys,
I personally, having been part of PCDC, I'm not concerned, but I do agree with you. I think it's important that if any communications come in, we didn't get them. Like I had not received an email on it, but so maybe something was missed, but I'd rather make sure we hear it, because I don't think it's urgent that it's now versus 2 weeks from now. So I'd rather make sure we hear everything. But I think to Councilmember Sean Hellman's point is, I think it's important to understand the intent behind all this is important too.
So do I need a motion in order to?
You do.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to table this item and bring it back for further discussion at our next meeting.
Okay, can we poll the council?
Second,
Councilmember Lewis,
yes.
Councilmember Pashon Hellman,
Yes.
Councilmember Solomonov,
yes.
Mayor Clark.
Yes.
Motion is passed.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. All right, so now we're going on to item number 9, bill number 3060. You have the floor, sir.
Good evening again,
You want
Council
me to
and Mayor.
read the title?
Yes.
Okay. Bill 3060, an ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance of the city of Olivet, being part of chapter 400 zoning regulations of Title IV land use of the Olivet Municipal Code for proposed standards to govern data centers. Second reading.
Mayor, again, my name is Carlos Trejo. I'm the Director of Planning and Community Development for the City of Olivet. And this ordinance would provide standards for data centers in our light industrial district. The key things it would require a special permit, and it establishes certain conditions for the evaluation of that permit. It goes through a 2-step process. The Plan Commission reviews it and forwards a recommendation. The council has ultimate approval. And that's it. Multiple communities in the metropolitan area have provided them as special permits and established similar standards in their place. At this time, we have no pending applications. This is being proactive to get this in place. And be glad to answer any specific questions or go through any of the ordinance details.
Do we have any questions? Online? We got one hand, it's up.
Are you going to allow them to speak during
Yes.
this?
Yes, I mean, they have a question, I guess.
But this is,
public hearing was closed at the last meeting, so. We would need to, specifically allow for public comments out of public comments.
Okay, then, so we'll just go ahead and then poll the council. I guess if that's what you're asking or
In order
saying.
to allow public comments? Or
You
the
would have to
same?
actually take action if you want to allow public comments at this time.
Or we can make a motion directly to, approve it and not take public comments, correct?
So let's just go ahead and take a motion to
correct.
approve the bill. That's my motion. That's what I would like to do. So can I have a motion to approve this bill?
I'd like to make a motion to approve Bill 3060, an ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance of the city of Olivet, being chapter 400 zoning regulations of title 4 land use of the Olivet Municipal Code for proposed standards to govern data centers.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, can we please poll the council?
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Pashon Hellman,
Yes.
Councilmember Solomonov,
Yes.
Mayor Clark.
Yes.
The motion is passed. Bill 3060 becomes ordinance 2829.
Okay.
Could I ask? I'm wondering, since I see a number of people online who did not raise their hand, and there are others in the audience that did not raise their hand. I'm wondering if potentially City Manager Yackley, if you could give kind of an overview of typically how public comments work and why at this point we usually do not take public comments on an item, just so that the public is aware.
Sure. I'm going to hand that over actually to the city attorney.
So all zoning code amendments do carry with it a public hearing, and we did have a lengthy public hearing at the last city council meeting. And at that point in time, anybody could have offered comments on the ordinances. We also have opened up a public forum at the beginning of the meeting for public comment. And then somewhat unusually, you also have a public forum for public comment at the end of the meeting as well. So there were several chances for public comment, and it's important to keep time, place, and manner restrictions on public comment in order just for you to conduct your business in an orderly and effective manner. You've complied with the public hearing requirements. And you have allowed for public comments at the beginning of the meeting, and there were some comments there. But usually during the middle of the meeting, that is for the council to conduct its own business. And that's why normally comments are not taken at that time.
Thank you very much for the explanation. Okay, so we're going to item number 10, bill number 3061.
Bill 3061, an ordinance amending section 125.090, commission membership of Article 3 Economic Development Commission, being part of Chapter 125 commissions, committees, and boards of Title I Government Code of the Olivet Municipal Code. Second reading.
You have the floor, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Again, my name is Carlos Trejo. I'm the Director of Planning and Community Development for the city of Olivet. And tonight I'm requesting a second reading to Bill 3061, which would amend Section 125.090, which is regarding the membership for the Economic Development Commission, which is one of the three commissions and boards that's established through ordinance in our municipal code. In this case, it would remove the requirement about having 5 members present for any action or recommendation forward to the council. And in essence, what we did is we just removed that requirement because it already states they're following Robert's Rules of Order in that process. Therefore, a simple majority would be necessary to conduct a meeting, a quorum. Be glad to answer any specific questions or go over any detail.
Are there any questions from the council? Okay, well, I'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve Bill number 3061, an ordinance amending section 125.090, commission membership of Article 3, Economic Development Commission, being part of Chapter 125, commissions, committees, and boards of Title I Government Code of the Olivet Municipal Code.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All right, can we please poll the council?
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Pashon Hellman,
Yes.
Councilmember Solomonov,
Yes.
Mayor Clark.
Yes.
Motion is passed. Bill 3061 becomes ordinance 2830.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mayor,
Mayor.
council.
Okay, we're going on to item number 11, Stacy Park fence installation.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Beverly Tucker Knight, Parks and Recreation Director. This evening, we have before you a request to complete the Stacy Park fence replacement project. We conducted an RFP in order to install a split rail western cedar fence along the portions of Olive between the security fencing for the City of St. Louis water reservoir and the Ameren substation, and then on the western edge of the park along Warson from that same other side of the Ameren substation down to the crosswalk and then the entrance to Stacy Park. So this project is part of our Stacy Park Master Fence Replacement Plan that was begun a couple years ago. This is removing the chain link fence with the barbed wire that was a remnant of World War II safety precautions when the site was part of the City of St. Louis Reservoir. And we now, as you know, we've leased the site for many decades, and we are allowed to remove the fence and make the park more inviting. So the City of St. Louis still maintains their security fence around the primary area of the reservoir. Sadly, it's also chain link with barbed wire, so not quite as inviting. But for the areas where we've cleared, it looks remarkably better. So this split rail fencing will go in to help show the limitations of the boundaries of the park, but also allow pedestrians to come in. There'll be gaps in there, and it'll help us control where the pedestrians come into the park to protect the habitat restoration we've done as we've removed all the honeysuckle and invasive vines and things in that area. So I don't know if you've had a chance to go by there, but it looks remarkably better now. It's very exciting. So to complete the fence rail, we followed the city's finance protocols. We released an RFP. We had several responses. Of those responses, 3 were qualified. And of the 3 that submitted their qualifications, the Fence Factory was selected as the best respondent due to their excellent references and their bid amount. So this evening, I am asking for your approval to enter an agreement with the Fence Factory to complete the split rail fence. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have about the project, the fence, or that area that we're working on.
Do we have any questions from the council?
I assume this was already included in the DF or the budget for everything.
It is, yes. I apologize. I should have mentioned, this is actually funded through the capital improvement plan.
Okay.
And the $17,770 that we're requesting
Yeah, thank you.
is within the budget.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So what is this fence gonna look like? Is it like some sort of synthetic?
So
panel?
it's western cedar split rail. So what that means is,
I'm sorry, do you have a picture in one of these too?
there is a
Attachment?
picture. Yes, there's a picture in the addendum to the RFP in the attachment number 2.
Okay.
No, that's 3. I'm sorry. Attachment
Okay.
2. Yeah, there you go. And if you scroll to the
Okay,
very end.
You explain, I'll find the picture.
Yeah, it's the very last page of the
We just saw
addendum.
the pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We just.
There you go.
yeah,
That's it. So in some sections, it will be 3 bars, and in some sections, it will be 2 bars. So that'll be 3 from the substation and then step down to 2. And then the final part of this that we don't need special funding for is we will be removing that big gate that blocks cars going into Stacy Park. When you participate in Turkey Trot, if you drive to Turkey Trot, when you exit the park, you go out that driveway onto Olive. We're replacing that old gate and putting in traffic bollards. So that will allow pedestrians to walk in very easily. And, there's a lot of activity at that bus stop, so we'll also have a little gap there with some steps to go down into the park as well.
Do we have any other questions for the council? Go ahead, sir.
If we can go back to the diagram just for a sec, on looking at the one on the right, south of the sidewalk there, or the entrance to the park. So it's the bottom left of this image. Yeah, this section here along Warson.
Yes.
Would that be a fence too, or?
No, that is, so that area is a tree protection zone. So the park crew The blue areas that are highlighted, those are identified as potential staging areas because the company will have to come in and put all their wood down and put their machinery down. And we are very careful about where that will be so it doesn't negatively impact. So those areas are designated as a tree protection zone. They will not be allowed to have any equipment even drive through there. We anticipate they'll be using maybe a small Bobcat type thing to drill the fence holes. So ahead of time, we have a pre-construction meeting. We'll go over those sites, and then our park crew will be putting in snow fencing in some of those areas, just as a reminder, because in the heat of the moment, when you're working fast, you got a big crew out there, we don't want them to accidentally drive over. We have a lot of young plants that were just planted in there, so we really want to protect everything.
Will the split rail fence go, will we ever push it south of the sidewalk there?
It will not go south of there. We've already planted trees in there. There's quite
It's
a,
enough of a.
yeah, there's quite a big drop off, but not a drop off, but there's
Sure.
a swale through there. And it's been open for over a year now. We haven't had any negative issues. Eventually, south of that, where you can see the tree line start, there's a very steep hill that goes into the park. So of the last phase of this, we'll be clearing that honeysuckle, taking down that fence and putting split rail up there. But that will require probably some engineering and probably some cooperation with the city of Creve Coeur because they own part of that. So to reinforce that hillside. So we're leaving all that honeysuckle there. That'll be the very last thing we do because we really don't want to have erosion when we remove that honeysuckle. So we're going to have to really think about that and come up with a good solution before we tackle that.
Okay, thank you. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, thank you.
Not a question, but just a comment. I really appreciate the split rail fencing and the use of cedar as opposed to any kind of vinyl, aluminum. You know, it works well with our goals as a city to be more sustainable and to use renewable materials that are a little lighter on the earth. And I also really appreciate how it creates a boundary while also creating a natural and welcoming environment as well.
Yes,
So, and I know
absolutely.
the Parks Commission has been working on this for a while.
A while,
So
yes.
I appreciate all of the time, effort, and work that has gone into getting it to this point.
Thank you. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that a lot of the work that has gone into this was done by community volunteers. In our update, we had that this final area is now 100% honeysuckle free, and that is due to the time and talent that our residents have put in assisting us to remove the honeysuckle. As you all know, because most of you have actually been out at these work days, it is a painstaking process, and we could not be this successful without our residents volunteering their time. So we're so appreciative. And as you say, this has been a long time coming. We're very excited. And when I drive by there, I just get so happy looking at it because we all remember what it used to look like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Seeing there are no other questions, if I could get a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to authorize an agreement with the Fence Factory to install Stacy Park split railing fencing for $17,770.
Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Okay, can we please poll the council?
Councilmember Lewis.
Yes.
Councilmember Pashon Hellman.
Yes.
Councilmember Solomonov.
Yes.
Mayor Clark.
Yes.
The motion is passed.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to item 12, hearing from citizens, part 2. Are there any citizens or anyone in the audience who would like to speak? How about online? I don't see any hands raised, so we'll go on to item number 13, review and acceptance of minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes that anyone saw? Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the council minutes from March 10th, 2026.
Second.
Okay, can we please poll the council?
Councilmember Lewis.
Yes.
Councilmember Pashon Hellman.
Yes.
Councilmember Solomonov.
Yes.
Mayor Clark.
Yes.
Motion is passed.
Item number 14, city attorney's report.
No report this evening.
Okay, so we're going to go on to number 15. I will accept a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, so it be it.
We are having a work session though, so please don't go anywhere. For those of you who are online. We're going to stop the recording, but we will continue to broadcast via Zoom. So you are welcome to stay with us.